What's going on, everybody? Welcome into episode 92 of the MudWatch Sports Podcast on this Thursday, July 17, 2025. I'm your host, Zach Malum. But before we get started, please subscribe below. Follow all of my social accounts. Let's start things off out in Florham Park, as the New York Jets have made a lot of noise this week, and it started off on Monday afternoon when they signed Garrett Wilson to a 4-year, $130 million contract extension with $90 million guaranteed. The AAV of that contract, the fifth highest of any wide receiver in all of football. And this is a monster deal for the New York Jets to lock down their standout wide receiver. And they get him now for the next 6 years, including the couple of years that they get. They wanted to get that early because of the rookie deal. They would get a couple more years on it. They also wanted to check off the box of Garrett Wilson and say, all right, now we have him for the future, can build around him with this offense, and he's a big part of it. A guy that there was really talk at the end of the season that he may request a trade. Jets, of course, did not want that. They want to keep him for the future, and they obviously lock him down big time. They also didn't want to give him too much. They didn't want to give him too big of a contract. He goes to the fifth highest AAV. Like I said, that's a big deal for the Jets to get that deal done as early as they did. And it did not take the Jets long, as the next day they locked down cornerback Sauce Gardner on a 4-year, $120.4 million extension. That makes him the highest paid corner in the NFL by $100,000 a year. And Derek Stingley's $30 million flat is beaten by Sauce Gardner's $30.1 million per year. It's a big deal for the Jets to lock down Gardner, who's been a real dominant corner. And obviously the bad season from a year ago did lead to some question marks. Should the Jets pay him all that money? This guy deserves it. I mean, the couple of seasons before that, a 2-time first-team All-Pro, 2-time Pro Bowler, a Defensive Rookie of the Year, and now he becomes the highest-paid corner in NFL history. I think that's the biggest thing for the Jets. They locked down a guy that the potential is absolutely there, and this is a guy that you want to build your defense around. He's been so solid. Yes, even with last year's struggles, he still did not allow really many touchdowns at all last year. In a bad year, he only allows one. I mean, that's a big deal for a lockdown corner, even in a bad year, that you're having those kind of numbers. So they locked down Sauce Gardner and Garrett Wilson, a big-time summer for the New York Jets. And the two things that they needed to get done, Wilson's extension, Gardner's extension, question marks of if they would wait till next summer. The Jets say, no, thank you. Darren Mucci and crew locked down their top two cornerstone pieces of this franchise, and Gardner and Wilson will be there now for the next 6 years. Big deal for both of these guys, and the Jets end up locking them down for the foreseeable future. Let's move things to baseball, as both New York teams are in action this week, as we're coming off the All-Star break, and the New York Yankees will take on the Atlanta Braves down in Atlanta. A tough series against this Braves team that has really started off slow this season, looking for a bounce back in the second half of this year, and it's going to be a tough test for the Yankees to go down 3-game set in Atlanta with a 7:15 start on Friday evening, and the Yankees still figuring out who's going to pitch this game for them. Of course, all the storylines coming out of the All-Star break is who's going to be the go-to guy. Is Max Fried available? Obviously dealing with that blister injury, did not participate in any All-Star activities. So he's really on the IL right now, but not exactly on the IL. They need to figure things out with him, and hopefully he stays healthy, but they're not going to risk him. I mean, he's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. You do not want to rush him back, especially with the Yankees sitting over 500, comfortably over 500, and they need Max Fried for the later months of this season, so not going to risk him in the middle of July. But a real good matchup here between the Yankees and the Braves, and the Braves have some power in this lineup. I know it's not shown up too much this year, but obviously with Matt Olson and Ronald Acuna Jr., you're facing two heavy hitters in that Braves lineup. The Yankees need to be careful of those two guys, and this shouldn't be an easy series for the Yankees as they head into this series and then another tough series up in Toronto following this Braves series. So a tough 6-game road trip for the Yankees, and they need to figure things out. Hopefully win some more games. They're also looking at the trade deadline. I talked about it on last our last episode, but the Yankees need a third baseman badly. Could they go for Eugenio Suarez? That could be a big name on the Yankees' radar. If they do go get him, maybe they give up a little bit too much for a one-year rental, but they need to figure things out quickly. This is a team that has World Series expectations like they do every single year, and they need to really step up in the second half of the season. Comes with first getting a third baseman, in my mind, also getting some help in that rotation with the bullpen as well. I think their rotation probably is okay. Their starters, when you look at Cam Schlittler, if they do not trade him for a guy like Suarez, this guy could be a real dominant force in the Yankee rotation for the foreseeable future because of the injuries that they have. Heel, who's still yet to come back, Cole, who's not going to pitch this season, and Schmidt, who's also going to be out for the season due to Tommy John that he received last week. So the Yankees need to figure things out, but a tough second half schedule coming up in the 6-game road trip. Like I said, starts tomorrow night with a trip to Atlanta to take on the Atlanta Braves. Over to Queens, and the Mets take on the Cincinnati Reds for a 3-game set at Citi Field starting on Friday night. It's a 7:10 start, and this weekend at Citi Field is all about the captain, David Wright. They're going to retire his number on Saturday afternoon, a 4:10 start on Saturday, a 1:40 start on Sunday. All the noise is going to be David Wright, and it's rightfully so, the captain getting his number retired this weekend. The Mets still figuring out who they're going to send out on the mound on Friday, but it looks like it's going to be Nick Lodolo that they're going to go up against for the Cincinnati Reds. He's 6-6 this year with a 3.38 ERA and a 1.11 WHIP. I mean, he's had a solid year, and he has the nastiest strikeout stuff, some of the nastiest strikeout stuff in all of baseball. So he'll want to continue that, and the Mets are probably going to give him a tough time as they've been a tough lineup this year. Still need work at the bottom of their lineup, and they'll probably get another bat before the deadline, you hope, if you are a Met fan. But David Stearns will probably making some calls. Also needs some help in the bullpen as he's had some struggles recently from some of his relievers in Ryan Stanek, Huascar Brazoban. Reed Garrett's been better as of late, but since the loss of A.J. Minter, this bullpen just has not been the same. They need to step up in this second half of the season. But it all starts tomorrow night, a 7:10 start as the Reds take on the Mets at Citi Field. But that will do it for episode 92 of the MudWatch Sports Podcast. Please subscribe below. I've been Zach Mellon. Thanks for watching, and talk to you all on Tuesday.